I don't think you do. Like, it's an emotional game. That's part of why we love it, right? Like, we're competitors, they're competitors. We've got great players, they've got great players. I think we just have to make sure we channel it in the right way. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's fighting for a championship. Everybody's fighting to position themselves to win the ball game. So, I think it's just about channeling it in the right direction. Yeah, I think Minnesota came out and they were the aggressor tonight. They were aggressive on the defensive end. They were physical. Wouldn't let us get into our offense. They responded to every run that we had and had an answer to every run. There's some things that we as coaches have to clean up for our team a little bit offensively and try to give us some easier looks that we can get to on the offensive end of the floor. But it's a series for a reason, and we got to go home, regroup, and get ready for Friday.
Taking questions in the room.
For both players, there were a lot of dicey moments, obviously, between the two teams. How do you think that impacted just the game tonight?
Oh, you got it.
It's playoffs, so it's gonna be physical. It's gonna be, I guess, dicey moments. It's win and go home type of, deal. So everybody wants it, and emotions are high, but we're just two competitive teams going after it. That's about it.
Dijonai, there was that moment where you had that hard foul. Not going to ask you about the hard foul, but Mabry really kind of came in there and helped you kind of stay in the game and calm down a little bit. Just what is it like having teammates that are so close and can kind of help you in those moments?
I mean, we all kind of have to keep each other calm and focused on the goal ahead. And we know that whoever we're playing, they're going to try to test us, whether it's with hard fouls, whether it's, chirping, whatever it is. And we just have to stick together and make sure that each other stays focused on the goal. So that's really what you saw there.
And then, Coach, last one for me. Did a really good job kind of limiting Nafisa Collier's impact. Anything that you saw that worked kind of particularly well against her, or?
I mean, I think AT always does a really good job of just making things difficult for her. I felt like, we got into our switches. We just tried to make catches difficult. We tried to make shots difficult. But certainly, they showed as a team, why they've been successful. They're so balanced. And so, yes, we were able to limit Fee, but they got off from the 3-point line. And that's something that we have to remedy. We got to keep them off the offensive glass. I mean, when you're talking about two of the best defensive teams in the league, possession matters. Every possession matters. And so giving up, 11 offensive rebounds, that's 11 extra possessions that they got, that we needed. And so we got to clean up some of the details, and bounce back.
Coach, it seems like this will be a physical series the whole way through. Just how do you try and find some offensive precision when it is going to be bumping and grinding the way that it appears to go?
Yeah, I think we've got to give some different looks in our off-ball action. I thought we relied too much on over dribbling, sometimes the two-man game a little bit too much. We got to try to get some off-ball screening, off-ball movement, clear out some space. Their pressure caused us to be really tunnel vision. We kept the ball on one side of the floor. So, we've got to as coaches, give a few looks that we know that we can get to that allow us to get the ball moving, allow us to get a little bit of separation and freedom to create rotations.
Coach, what do you tell your team in a series like this where you're trying to avoid the hard fouls, the text, the things that can kind of change a game when everything is so emotional?
I don't think you do. Like, it's an emotional game. That's part of why we love it, right? Like, we're competitors, they're competitors. We've got great players, they've got great players. I think we just have to make sure we channel it in the right way. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's fighting for a championship. Everybody's fighting to position themselves to win the ball game. So, I think it's just about channeling it in the right direction and making sure that we keep the main thing, and stay locked into what we need to do to be successful.
Any other questions in the room?
DeWanna, how long into the game does it take for you to tell the way the officials are going to call the game and adjust to that?
I don't know. I mean, we knew they were going to be physical from the jump. We knew this is what they do, and we really can't rely on the officials. It's on us to still, play through that and battle through that. But we knew the game was going to be like this. This is not a surprise. This is how they play. This is how they've been playing all year. So that's on us that we came in. And I don't know if we didn't have that mindset of that's what they're going to do, or we just kind of folded to their pressure. But not really on the officials. They're going to call the game the way they want to call it, no matter what. So
It seemed
I
like
think
both teams were okay with it.
yeah, I
okay
mean,
with it.
we're both physical teams. We both play defense. So it's just on us to, how we're going to counter that.
All right, taking questions on Zoom, starting with Jordan.
Hello, my question is for Coach. So we saw Minnesota match the physicality, especially in that first half. There was several shot clock violations. I guess how you just counter that going into game 3?
Yeah, we've got to talk about just some different entries that we can have that allow us to get the ball into offense, and some movement patterns that, allow us to get some freedom and some separation. I felt like we can focus a little bit more on our off-ball screening, some of our execution, in our screening, and then we can get ourselves, hopefully get them in a couple of different rotations. I think we got to be a little bit more aggressive to the rim too. I thought their physicality put us on our heels a little bit. When we started attacking the rim, in the second half, some good things happened. And the other thing is I feel like we missed some opportunities in transition. That especially in that first quarter, there were a lot of stops in that first quarter. Not a lot of shots went in. I felt like we missed some opportunities to get out in transition, and we're really good when we can get the ball out and we can push. And so just I think reiterating and showing some of those missed opportunities. But we're going to be fine. We're going to be ready to go, and we're going to make our adjustments and look forward to Friday.
And then just
Ending with Julian.
This is for anybody or coach specifically, but you guys have been in enough of these types of series to know the value of winning one on the road, and then going up 1-0 and being able to go back home with it. Do you take anything away from that from this trip with that, and also is it just a matter of how good these two teams are that the floor doesn't matter, the home court doesn't matter?
I think I think that this is the way a series is, right? Like, obviously a goal is to win every game. But when you can steal one on the opponent's home court, that's important. Now, I do think that we're two veteran teams. We're two very similar teams, and your defense always travels, right? So whether you're at home or whether you're on the road, I'm not really sure that it matters. I think that our players have been around enough. We're both going to be defensive minded, and I think at the end of the day, you see the shooting percentages is what it comes down to. So I don't know that it really matters in a series like this.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.